Hello everyone, my name is Tom Hutchings and I am a director here at RBR. Next up at Self-Service Banking 2021, we have a joint session featuring two industry experts. I'm delighted to welcome omnichannel software firm Auriga and cards processing specialist SIA Central Europe. Our first speaker is Nicola Simeone, Head of Professional Services at Auriga. Welcome, Nicola.
Welcome to you too. First of all, I'd like to thank RBR for giving us the opportunity to present our journey together with SIA Central Europe, which will bring to deliver more and better services on the market. The goal is having a strong, resilient and flexible infrastructure, and this is possible thanks to the integrated approach we have followed. But now let's save time, and I will leave the stage to Tamara, who will present the main key points of this journey.
Thank you, Nicola. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. The topic of my presentation is how to build the next generation infrastructure that enhances the customer experience. I would like to talk about our experience in SIA, Central Europe, the evolution of our architecture and infrastructure, and how Auriga solutions fit in our customer needs and solve the challenges we have faced on this way. But first, let me introduce SIA Central Europe, a member of SIA Group. We are providing card issuing and acquiring transaction services for 122 clients in 14 countries in Europe. During 2020, SIA Central Europe has processed 1.6 billion transactions and has been driving over 5,000 ATMs. For ATMs, we are providing a wide range of services from ATM acquiring to full ATM outsourcing programs. Several years ago, the legacy ATM architecture we were using had some major limitations. We were able to support only the basic transactions, and there was limited space for evolution of new services on the ATMs. We were managing multiple ATM networks with different hardware and software connected via NDC or DDC protocol to the authorization system. The authorization system base24 from ACI has been responsible for device handling, authorization and switching either to schemes or to the bank. We could have asked ourselves, is the solution future-proof? Can we support our clients in evolution of the ATM services? During the course of time, we had met with various challenges, which we solved by altering the architecture or adding another system. For instance, we soon realized that we have the need of controlling the ATMs, installing patches, downloading logs and EJ, or changing the screens. This was driver for adding ATM software management to our infrastructure. Later, we discovered the need to have visibility of the ATM cache status, hardware and application status. So we have installed ATM monitoring system. At this time, we were supporting approximately 30 separate clients, hardware from 4 major hardware producers and multiple different applications. When we wanted to add new transactions, we often needed software and hardware customizations per each type of ATM, which made the development long and costly and SIA solutions not competitive. As a result, we decided that a multi-vendor ATM application makes most sense for an independent payment service provider like SIA. We have changed the ATM application to multi-vendor and managed to simplify the architecture slightly. In parallel with already running changes, payment services were modernizing, and we had the need to implement new transactions using a web service to the bank. In order to do that, we have interconnected base24 with a server we call JCOM. JCOM is based on Java and communicating using web services to the banks or third parties. This way, we were able to perform some channels integration, but it came with a cost of complicating our infrastructure and the need to pass all information through base24, which was ineffective. What we have realized is the development of transactions such as cardless cash is overly complicated in our architecture, and the NDC protocol is not designed for complex modifications. As a result, we decided to use NDC simply for financial transaction authorization and added an ATM concentrator server. ATMs communicate through the ATM concentrator with external service providers using modern protocols without the need to bend and twist Base24. Base24, designed with its main purpose in mind, authorization and switching, is a system which has been with us for a long time. It has been working seamlessly and reliably, and we still see its importance even in this changing world of ATM ecosystem. Another challenge we faced was the need for a security and advertising or CRM solution, which we have also added as a separate system. At this point in time, we had 5 separate systems, not counting Base24, which were actually servers responsible for specific and limited tasks in the ATM management. The infrastructure was too complex, migrations to new versions were complicated, and the system functionality started to overlap in some areas. For example, ATM monitoring was also capable of software management. Security system was capable of page installation. We were seeing lots of redundancy in this setup. We started asking ourselves, how can we focus on supporting our customers instead of being overloaded by managing infrastructure that is too complicated? All of this led us to believe that the best solution would be to have single server, being responsible for all of the ATM management tasks. The solution to our problems revealed itself when we met Auriga. Our evolution and experience made us believe that Auriga's approach to WWS is winning, as they have it in the name of the server. To explain, their main product, WWS, is abbreviation of Win Web Server, therefore winning. It is a modular solution consisting of components designed to fulfill any task, service, or transaction connected with ATMs. By merging the concept of our solutions and replacing them with WWS, we have gained simple architecture, but wider scope of services and better integration capabilities. We are deploying the solution in high availability mode, and I believe that this robust, modular, and flexible architecture is capable of supporting all our customer growing needs. Auriga and SIA have recently announced strategic partnership in providing an end-to-end ATM infrastructure, which is tightly integrated, competitive, and built in response to evolving ATM market. This partnership brings in a change of mindset, as it is moving the device handling into ATM solution and building a solution for next generation of ATMs. This is also a direction in which the major ATM software manufacturers are deciding to move or have moved recently. With this quite radical change, we have moved to the next generation of ATM infrastructure. Implementing WWS has brought us hardware independence and our customers freedom to choose from dozens of supported and certified devices. We are able to achieve high availability of ATM network with robust deployment. The time to market has greatly improved with support of web services, and new transactions can be added easily using Auriga's SDK. The WWS offers modular architecture from which we can choose components to offer to our clients, but there is no need for integration when adding new module. We now can offer modern security solution designed specifically for ATMs and are able to support features very much requested by our customers, like omnichannel integrations between ATMs, assisted self-service terminals, PC, mobile, and tablet. The solution is running using open and widespread components like Java, Linux, Oracle, which is important for SIA and is part of our long-term strategy. All of this is designed to be future-proof by implementing microservices and being capable of running in the cloud. In SIA, we see building of the WWS platform and creating architecture where ATMs are supported by WWS and transactions switched by Base24 as a foundation on which we and our clients can build seamless services by offering 24/7 branches, remote assistance, and channels integration. The branch transformation accelerated by the COVID pandemic, is an urgent topic for many of our customers. And we now have a platform which can support us in this journey. Bill Gates said, and I think it fits into this situation perfectly, that the advance of technology is based on making it fit in so that you don't really even notice it. So it's part of everyday life. And that is exactly what we want to achieve, to support the banks in a way that their customers do not notice the technology, but only have a feeling of being able to complete any financial task with ease, whether it is withdrawing or depositing cash, opening account, getting support operating the self-service devices, or being recognized as an important customer. All making these services available 24/7, reliable and customer friendly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tamara, for a really fascinating walkthrough of SIA's project with Auriga there. I've got Nicola as well back with me. We've got some time for questions now. Nicola, I'm actually going to come to you with the first one. We know customer requirements are changing. What have been, sort of from Auriga's perspective, the biggest changes and the biggest challenges for self-service banking in the last 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, okay. Yes, requirements are changing. The trends were quite clear 1.5 years ago, but the COVID accelerated it. So while we were facing, or better, the bank were facing the cost issue. So they were going to a cost-saving solution for self-service or for ATM. Some banks were going through let's say, transforming the self-service only as a cash provider, nothing else, and moving everything on the digital side, and also closing the branch. So the result was the desertification of the branches in the countryside, so losing not only customer base, but also losing reputation on these places. So in order to move differently, they have decided to first outsource the ATM and self-service solutions, so that the ATM is something much more cheaper, but also increasing the way in which they could interact through the self-service with the customer itself. So some customers were used to go in a branch. Now they cannot do anymore. How to do that? Okay, video conferencing in the branch, it's a solution. Remote control, it's a solution, but it's also part of the digital education of the people. Means I will start interacting with a human being physically in a branch. Then I will move to a video conference in a branch. And then next step, I will do everything with my mobile, with my internet connection, and I will go in the branch only to get cash or to sign maybe sometimes, but you can also sign from home. And this is a journey that in the next year can be applied with the technology that we can provide to the market.
Thanks, Nicola.
Obstacles, sorry, that's part of the question, which is important. Obstacles. Outsourcing a solution like this, where the banks have this solution inside, marketing choices, strategic marketing choices, the real big obstacle is to convince that they can give the same level of quality, brand awareness, and everything else with an outsourced solution. This is one of the main obstacles in deploying projects like this.
That makes sense. Thank you. The next question, I think I actually will kind of address it to both of you, but maybe to Tamara first. How does SIA Central Europe see the role of self-service in the future, since customers demand more omni-channel ways of interacting with their banks and are influenced by the entry of sort of digital banks, of neobanks?
Well, we in SIA think that every customer is specific and they have their personal needs and enjoy particular benefits of the bank. And this all depends on the client's preferences. It doesn't only mean that the banks should force the customers to use the mobile-only experience. Actually, we think it means that all of the banking devices should be fully integrated with other channels and services, so that the ATMs and the mobile devices can act as a seamless banking application altogether. And this plays also important part in the banking and community services. So we think the branches should be offering account management, paying the bills, applying for a loan. And for all of this, the right software and infrastructure is needed, especially because the customer demands already exist.
Makes sense. Nicola, is there anything to add to this question around the role of self-service, particularly the influence of new digital banks and the customer changes?
Yeah. The role of self-service is key. I mean, the role of self-service is to keep the human touch, even if it's not live. Again, COVID, our parents, our grandparents were completely not used with a video conference. Now they are. But so you can build, you can create relationship, human relationship, even remotely. The role of the self-service is to mix up the physical and the digital. So you can meet a consultant live in a branch in a really nice place, but you can go there 10 times, meeting him only one physically. 9 times you will talk with the same guy, but in a video conference place. So again, keeping the human relationship through what we can call it assisted self-service device or what else. But the key is that you will have a personal relationship with the customer. Omnichannel is also a key. You are used to use the mobile, but you need cash. You need the same experience on both channels. You need the same stuff. You need to look at the same things in the same way, and hopefully also to talk with the same people every time you want to contact your bank.
Excellent, thank you. The last question I was going to ask, relating directly to your presentation this time, you have obviously really overhauled and moved to a more modern architecture with the plan to deliver more business services and have a faster time to market. How do you expect to meet your own kind of customers, your bank customers' demands as they evolve?
Thank you. Well, exactly as we described in the presentation, by the upgrade of the infrastructure from technological point of view, by bringing up a solution which is modular, but doesn't have the need of integrating all of the modules again, doesn't have the need to define and agree on the integration points, by a platform which is already ready to use and depends only on our customers which of the modules they want to select and implement. This is one of the ways. And of course, as was already mentioned, by the radical time to market change we are able to achieve with this new solution. So by bringing of new transactions and new services more rapidly in this simplified and future-proof architecture.
Okay, and just one very quick follow-up, if I might, to wrap up the session. Are there particular solutions that you have been able to add already since you implemented the WinWeb server solution that, since you completed the upgrade, that would not have been possible before?
I think they would be possible, but they would be much more expensive and much more complicated to add. And one example like that is video conferencing, which Auriga already has a built-in solution, built-in module with no need of customizing and integrating different video conferencing application with the ATM solution.
Thank you, Tamara. And thanks to both of you, to Nicola and also Tamara, for a fascinating session. If any of our delegates would like to ask questions, you can use the chat tab in your window to join our speakers in the networking lounge. Please do also visit the Auriga booth in the exhibition area to to see what solutions they're offering. Thank you very much.
Thank you to you, Tom.